Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Crip Mac. Well, the man claiming to be Crip Mac's dad was actually a real federal snitch. With the release of the most famous Crip of this generation, fresh out of California State Prison, Crip Mac is back and ready to reclaim his blue throne. But with anyone's success comes a long list of haters, or what Crip Mac refers to as
costers.
With one hiding out on an apartment balcony, another is in Las Vegas, falsely claiming to be Crip Mac's dad.
I got a deal for y'all, 600. Crip Mac, the 55th Street gang. If y'all want this Crip Mac dad off my name, because I am Crip Mac dad, until I get my fade. And I ain't gonna tell y'all the rest of the story, but if y'all want this Crip Mac dad down so bad, let me get my fade. Make me take it down.
But once that spotlight of the internet hits you, whatever's in the dark starts to come to the light. 51-year-old Stacy Brookshire is the self-proclaimed mob boss of Brookshire Mafia out of Gary, Indiana. Claiming a gang affiliation to the Chicago-based Vice Lords, the 51-year-old can still be seen repping his flag to the fullest through social media. Through multiple YouTube interviews, he'd share his story and continuously say he's the biggest name out of Gary, Indiana, and has the whole city backing him regardless of his allegations. Back in 1999, Stacy was indicted by the feds on 4 counts and 2 years later would be found guilty of distributing narcotics after pleading guilty. He'd originally be sentenced to 165 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of federal supervision. But the government would later take 45 months off his sentence, raising suspicion. Stacy would sit down for an interview with Terrence Gangsta Williams, a notorious figure from the 90s in New Orleans who was sentenced to life plus 20 in federal prison. He was released in January after serving just under 24 years, and Louisiana rapper Lil Boosie would take to Instagram posting a picture of paperwork stating Terrence cooperated in 40 cold case homicides. So why would a mob boss like Stacy Brookshire agree to be interviewed by a man like Terrence Williams? Come to find out, back in 2001, the feds indicted 18 people on 33 counts for distributing large amounts of drugs throughout Gary, Indiana. The government sought to prove the members of the drug conspiracy were members of a gang named Concord Affiliated, or CAA. Stacy would mention this gang in his interview. Concord Affiliated was also associated with the Vice Lords, but they claimed they were just a rap group. According to Stacy, CAA members were speaking with the feds and trying to pin him to a murder. When the feds approached Stacy with this information, Stacy made a deal that would cost him his reputation. According to a United States appeal, several witnesses testified against the men within the drug indictment, stating they were moving kilos of cocaine. Within the appeal, it would state Stacy Brookshire, a Gary, Indiana drug dealer, testified that he observed a man named Bobby Suggs cooking a half a kilo or more in his apartment. He'd also helped Bobby prepare 9 ounces at a residence on 19th Place. Stacy Brookshire would confirm to the government that Bobby Suggs, Sente Suggs, and Aaron Davis sold crack. Stacy would testify that Bobby gave Sente crack for resale and Bobby supplied Aaron Davis. Bobby and Sente would later be sentenced to life in prison, while Aaron received just under 34 years. So to avoid a possible murder charge, the Brookshire mob boss testified against 2 brothers and a 3rd man who were allegedly going to tell on him, which may have just been a strategic move by the feds to get Stacy to testify. It now made sense why Stacy would sit down with Terrence as both men have cooperated with the federal government. Challenging Crip Mac to a fight, along with many other YouTube names, Stacey Brookshire is determined to find internet fame at 51 years old, and maybe this video will make his dreams come true. Now this is another example of clout chasing. And people are always like, oh, back in my day, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. Well, there's people still alive from back in your day that are doing this shit in our day, today, yesterday, tomorrow. They're still doing it, bro. This man's 51 years old. He said he called out Crip Mac, Bosco, Whack 100. He's called out multiple people, has yet to fight any of them. Doesn't know any of them as far as I'm concerned. Somebody probably said, oh, you look like Crip Mac, da-da-da, and he ran with it. And now he's making videos to antagonize Crip Mac. Claims to be the mob boss, has an Amazon book about his life story as being the biggest and baddest man in Gary, Indiana. Claims the whole city is backing him, from the OGs to the youngins. Claims he's pulling up 100 deep in any city. And the whole time this man testified on 3 people. 2 of them got life. 1 of them got fucking damn near forever. And nobody's talking about it. And his excuse that he gave was to somebody that just came home from prison after cooperating in 40 homicide cases. Now I'm gonna say it like Maury said it. You are not the father. And how can you be an OG? How can you be a mob boss, a OG, super respected, and all you gotta do is Google Stacey Brookshire and the federal appeal pops right up saying that you testified. Now you might have got a pass back in the 90s, the 2000s, because you know a lot of people don't know paperwork didn't really turn digital until around 2004, 2006. So everything that predates that, it's on paper, but that doesn't mean anybody could just access it. So his generation and the time he was in prison and all of that, I don't know if they had it like that. But a simple Google search of Stacey Brookshire brings up the federal appeal saying that you testified on 3 different people. And you a mob boss? That doesn't sound very 55th Street. But hey, let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all or y'all rocking with me. Till next time.